Hi, my name is Amara Graham, developer advocate at Kestra. In this video, we'll walk through the fundamentals of building your first flow. In Kestra, everything starts with a flow, which is what you see on my screen. Flows are written in YAML and consist of three required pieces: an ID, a namespace, and a list of tasks, or in our example here, just one task. The ID is the unique name for your flow. The namespace is how you organize flows by team, project, or environment. And tasks are the steps that actually get executed. When you create a new flow in Kestra, you'll see these required pieces in a hello world example, just like you see on my screen. One important thing to note, a flow's ID and namespace are permanent. Once set, it can't be changed. You'll instead need to make a new flow. You can enrich your flows with labels, which are key value tags that make it easy to filter and monitor your workflows across your organization. You can also add descriptions in Markdown to document what a flow does, and even add descriptions to individual tasks and triggers. These render directly in the Kestra UI. So let's take our super simple example here and enhance it a bit. You can see we added a flow description, a tag of getting started, and in our task here, we also have a description that tells us a little bit more about what the task does. If I save this and I go out to our flow overview here, you're able to see the description that we just added. If I go back to our edit screen, let's talk a little bit more about tasks. So tasks are the heart of orchestration. A task is an atomic action inside your flow. Tasks can be small, like logging a message or calling a REST API, or large, like deploying infrastructure components. Every task needs an ID and a type. By default, tasks will run sequentially, but Kestra also supports running tasks in parallel and other advanced patterns through something called flowable tasks, which we'll cover in a later video. To discover available tasks and their properties, use the built-in auto completion in the editor or open the documentation tab. That looks like this, and you can open and close any of these panels as you're building your flow. Let's modify this flow to do something a little more interesting. For example, we can add a single HTTP request task that fetches data from a public API. So if I come back to my flow here, I want to add a task with an ID of API. I, of course, need to provide a type. I know I want to use an HTTP request, so I can type request there and find it. And then you see kind of grayed out towards the bottom, the required property for this particular task is just a URI. So I'll pull that over from my notes. And while I'm doing that, we can see our topology has updated with a new task here at the bottom. If I save this and I execute again, we're taken to the Gantt view where we're able to see the status of each of the tasks, which have already completed successfully. That brings us to the end of the video. You now understand flows, namespaces, tasks, labels, and how to run your first execution in Kestra. In the next video, we'll explore inputs. See you there.